So I seen Superman on Friday night, and I'm gonna say this wholeheartedly. I have AMC A-list. I was supposed to be at the Superman fan event on what, Thursday? I I can honestly say that I'm a Zack Snyder fan, okay? I'm a Zack Snyder fan. I missed my original viewing for this movie because I just wasn't excited to see it. And to my amazement, this just so happens to be the best Superman movie they could ever make. I don't see them topping this one. And if they do make a sequel, I believe they would have to incorporate some type of Batman or Wonder Woman to top whatever they just gave us. Superman and Lex alone, they carried the movie alone. It's like I don't even have to really speak on this, but their chemistry is like through the roof. I can see them making movies for the next 15 years, probably 20. If we're going into Kingdom Come Superman, I could see Superman and Lex being on the big screen for a long time, especially if Nicholas Hoult is out here acting like this. I mean, just the bare like animosity he has for Clark is just insane. He hates Clark so much. And it's given because Superman's everything that Lex wants to be, and I feel like the movie hits that on all cylinders. Lex, by all gradual points, is the smartest man in history, from what I can tell in this universe of DC. Like, just alone in the movie, he he's like so far progressed along his road as Lex Luthor that many iterations don't show. Like, except for like Justice League Unlimited or something. Like, this dude already has pocket universes that he's using. He already done ripped a hole in the universe. Bro, he almost destroyed the planet just to get Superman's attention. He has a multi-dimensional prison, and he has created his own beings in labs. The man is on a reign of terror, and there is no way you cannot tell me he is not the biggest threat in the DC universe right now. I call it. The next Justice League movie is going to be him as like the lying villain in the background. And I just can't stop talking about Lex because his hatred of Superman, it just goes. Have you ever seen a man shed a tear of hatred? Like, this is Evar Thawne levels of hate. This is not him being sad. He genuinely was so disappointed that he didn't win that he's just like, yo, I'm just so mad. I have to cry. Like, that's literally what's happening right here. My unspoken goat of the movie is Mr. Terrific. This guy is insane. I don't want to spoil too much, but Mr. Terrific, this is the Mr. Terrific that we needed. The CW tried, gracefully failed. This is what we needed, okay? Like, he is without a doubt just max aura the entire movie. From the point where even like when his team agreed, the Justice Gang agreed to not save Clark, and then he just pulled up, was like, yeah, we're gonna do it anyways. Like, he's like that, and then he soloed the entire camp by himself. Like, Mr. Terrific is like, I would say in this universe he's number 2 in terms of like, and I'm only saying he's number 2 in terms of like intelligence because Lex is more reckless. Lex does smarter things because Lex doesn't care about being safe. My guy, though, his chemistry with almost every character in the movie is just out of this world. Like, especially him and Superman. I want to see this more. I can't wait for them to actually form the Justice League and have him interacting with Superman more often. And I need to see him interacting with Batman. I want to see, like, the talks. Because I got to see how smart Batman is in this universe. Because they're already pushing the limits. Just to piggyback off what I said about Lex being like more reckless with his smarts. Lex trained, like, he captured and trained like an army of monkeys to continuously like subtweet Clark all day long, like just talk shit about Superman all day long. That is a different level of intelligence. That is like I don't even know. That's like, I'm just gonna piss him off on all cylinders. I swear. Only Lex could think of that. She was cool. I don't know why they kept doing this to her, but she was cool. The war cry could be left out, or maybe have the war cry in the background. But I liked her character. She was chill. She's not Shaira. That's what a lot of people did not understand. This is a different Hawk Girl than the one that we are used to. Shaira is the one from like Justice League Unlimited and like what most people know in many comics. This is a different Hawk Girl. So that's why many people were a little confused. She's still cool. You know, I liked her character in the movie. This man right here. He's another guy. I can't wait to see him in the new Green Lantern series they're making on HBO. Yes, they're making one. This guy, Guy Gardner is just, I never thought I'd see him on the big screen before, And I never thought I'd see him be an asshole. I thought like they would tone it down. Nah, he's an asshole. He's exactly who he's supposed to be. Haircut and everything. And I heard he's only getting worse. He's going to be F-bombing on the show on HBO and everything. I cannot wait for it. But yeah, he's definitely my favorite Green Lantern on the big screen so far. And that might be recency bias, but, you know, I just like his vibe. I like that he's actually comic book accurate, and there's nothing else really going for it. He's just straight out of a comic book. If I grab fucking Guy Gardner out of a comic book and threw him on the screen, there he goes. In theaters, everyone loved Ultraman. They loved the concept of Ultraman because he just left like a lot of doors open, which I think it's obvious for him to become Bizarro because he got sucked into that pocket universe, like the black hole. But I've seen people when I was leaving saying that he might have got swept into like universe 3. He might have got swept into another universe, and then he might just go there and like gain his own like type of consciousness and actually start calling himself Ultraman. So you never know. And that's what I love about DC. DC has a lot of stuff working for it, especially when it comes to lore. But yeah, he is like just the fruits of Lex's hate, because Lex made him with all the bronze with no brain, and basically you'll see a lot of people saying that he was beating Superman up the whole movie, but it's because Lex was controlling him with like these moves in his head. Lex was like literally playing Tekken with this nigga's brain, okay? So the minute all that shit was over with, Clark whooped him belt to ass. So please stop listening to all the people online talking trash. But I said it here first. He's either going to become Bizarro or just an alternate version of Ultraman. Or maybe they might just bring him back as Doomsday. Might take a cut out of Zack Snyder's book. Who knows? I just know that he's going to be an alternate version of Superman. Supergirl showed up at the end of the movie, which I don't believe it was part of her. I don't even think that was an end credit scene. I think she just showed up at the end of the movie, and I think it was pretty cool. The vibe they're going for would be like, I would say, Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. Like that's the vibe when she came to Earth, and then she was like trying to fit in and then partying and trying to go out, and Clark was trying to keep her under wraps. But we'll have to explore that. This Clark, when we see it in the movie, it seemed like Clark was already defeated. Like he was like, yeah, she likes to party, she does her own thing. Clark is like, fuck it, I just watch Krypto. Speaking of Krypto is my MVP of the movie. To me, he's symbolic of Clark's humanity, because evidently, no matter how much or how bad Krypto pissed off Clark still loved that dog. And many people are saying like, oh yeah, Krypto is just being, most of his scenes is just him being a bad dog. Do you own a dog? Like wholeheartedly, if you have a dog, you'd understand. And imagine a dog with superpowers. A lot of people would just give him away. No, Clark actually cared about Krypto because Krypto was just like him. A super freaking mutt that got taken in, you know? He's literally said it's a foster situation. Like, I don't understand how people don't see the play, the double entendre on Krypto and Clark. And especially with the fact that Lex took Krypto out of spite. He didn't really even have to take the dog. He took Krypto out of spite to just to rile Clark up. And that in itself tells us that Lex knows how human Clark is. He's just mad that Clark is more human than him. How inhuman would you have to be to torture a dog? How human is it to care for one? That's what made Lex so mad. That is why Lex hates Superman. Because Superman is the most human being on the planet, and he's not even from there. I kid you not. The minute Lois found out, like, Clark had a dog, she's like, you have a dog? He's like, yeah, and I have to go get him. She's like, it's a dog. And he's like, yeah, but he's lonely and he needs me. She jumped into Clark's arms hearing that shit, because that was her realization that Clark is indeed not some traitor from another planet. Because she was at arms. She was scared. She didn't know if Clark was there. She was like, yo, are you really here to protect us? Literally. After she heard how he cared about Krypto, she lost all doubts. Literally. Because Krypto is proof of Clark's humanity. Overall, I enjoyed the movie a lot. Like, I give this shit an easy 9 out of 10 in terms of, like, comic book accuracy. That's all I'm gonna say.